Hey guys, so it is the start of a new Conquest, Conquest 16. This is the one where we are unlocking Darth Malgus, and I finished Sector 1. So I have not finished all of the feats, especially because, you need to farm some of them, especially those Old Republic kills, but I have finished all the boss feats. I've gone through the sector entirely, started collecting my discs. So I want to show you what I'm using. I want to show you how I got the boss feats done and what the best way I think to handle it is. And I'm going to show you some teams that other people are using that I know are working really well. But I want to start with going over the feats. We're going to go over the global ones again, just to make sure you understand what my plan is and why I'm doing things the way I'm doing them. And then we'll go over the Sector 1 feats and what's working there. All right, guys, so just a reminder, these are some of the global feats that we're looking at. So you can do these in any sector. And there is one that's bugged that I want to go over. So the first one, I just want to highlight it right away because it is bugged. War Made Manifest. So this is the one where you need to win 20 battles with Darth Nihilus and Darth Sion on your squad. Normally, you can just throw these characters onto any squad, have them tag along, and it does not matter if they survive. They do need to be alive for you to get the tally towards this feat. So you want to make sure you're putting them on a team and going against a team that you don't need to worry about them dying. And then, of course, we have winning 40 battles with Sith Empire, winning 40 battles with Old Republic. You're also going to need to win 20 battles without using a leader in the leader slot. You're going to want to gain foresight from premonition 20 times. So in order to do this, you actually need to do a different global feat first because you need to use the premonition data disk. So you will get that data disk when you complete the I Have Broken My Chains feat, which is winning 20 battles without the leader in your slot. So I would recommend doing that kind of early on. Again, it's totally up to you in terms of how you want to chase it. For sure, you are going to, if you want to do this feat, if you're planning to do this feat, defeating 100 enemies with Darth Malak or Darth Revan, I highly suggest chasing this one fairly quickly because it is so grindy, having to get these kills. The great news is because you need a Sith Empire squad of 40 battles, winning 40 battles, hopefully they're the ones getting your kills there. And then that will give you the Dread data disk, which will allow you to do Powers of the Dark Side, where you need to equip that data disk and defeat enemies 20 times with it. Okay, so let's talk about Sector 1. So in Sector 1, you're going to want to defeat 50 enemies with Old Republic units. This is great because you can double dip into that Old Republic global squad here. You're also going to want to win at least 20 battles without losing any units. So you can use any team here for that as long as you 3-star the battle, essentially. And then you're going to need to gain health steal up 40 times, and you're going to have to attempt to inflict potency down 40 times as well. So that's the overview for Sector 1. And then obviously we have a couple of boss feats, which we'll get into, and I'll show you what teams I'm using for that. Okay, guys, so you can see the first node that I had was a Night Sister node. I always stick to the hard path when I know it's leading me to data disks, which is why I'm going to, no matter what, go to the top here. And you can see I have 319 energy because I stockpiled my energy from last Conquest, and I'm starting with the Sith Empire feat. So I actually just figured I would try this and see what would happen. I wasn't too sure if I was going to 3-star it because my Sith Empire isn't that strong, to be honest with you. So I did go with Darth Revan lead. I would recommend doing, if you don't want to double back and you want to double dip, I would do Darth Malak lead here instead. I did Darth Revan just so that I could clear the node and get going on my energy. And then I would go back and do Darth Malak after the fact. And because I've 3-starred it, it won't matter now if I drop any characters moving forward for that. And then the next node that I did, I wanted to start working on my Darth Sion and Darth Nihilus feat, because obviously there are 20 of those that are global and you want to start those right away. So I intend to do 3 Sith Empire, Darth Nihilus, Darth Sion, and Old Republic teams a day. That is my plan. And I stuck Sion and Nihilus underneath my Sith Eternal Emperor here. This does work against this exact comp, so it is a Mon Mothma team, and I have done it on Zareth's alt with this. It will work with this exact team with Traya lead instead. And with the Volatile Accelerator disc and the Amplify Agony disc, what ends up happening is with Traya lead, they obviously end up hurting themselves when they attack out of turn, but then with Volatile Accelerator and Amplify Agony, they're also gaining dots and hurting themselves even more. So when it is their turn to attack, they actually just kind of die off themselves, and you don't need to worry about Sion and Nihilus dying because they never actually get to take a turn to hit them. And for reference, my Sion and Nihilus are gear 12, you saw, and Xerath's alt, they are gear 11, if I'm remembering correctly. They're gear 11 or gear 12. They're not higher than that, and they were not in danger either way. So that is where I would farm those off of in particular. I also have Palpatine here because of that health steal up feat. So using his special, we automatically got 5 health steal up. And like I said, I'm doing 3 of these a day, 3 Sith Empire and 3 Old Republic, because we don't want to fall behind. Okay, so we've gotten started on the health steal up. We still need to do Old Republic and Potency Down, and obviously I've won 3 without losing anyone. I did use my Kenobi as kind of a filler team to carry me over to the next node, but I want to start in Potency Down. So what I'm going to use is Jedi Master Luke. I love using him to call his leadership to call the assists, and I love pairing Grandmaster Yoda with him. The thing to keep in mind is you don't want to land kill shots with Grandmaster Yoda because the kill shot will not count as you attempting to inflict potency down. It is his basic that does it. So I try to cycle through characters that have full protection for that so that he hopefully won't kill them. If there is only a low health character left, then obviously you kind of just have to go with it. If he is on his turn, I try to just use his basic anyway, if possible, just to kind of get through that potency down as quickly as possible. So I am going to speed this up a little bit. What you can also do here is put Palpatine on the team. And what that does is Palpatine can use his second special to gain health steal up, and then Yoda can actually spread it to your whole team. So you'll actually get 10 health steal up in one fight that way. All right, so like I said, I like to stay on the hard path so that I can get to both data disk nodes. This is really important early on because you want to have all the options to build the best disk set. So I immediately am going to take this Volatile Accelerator disk. It is, in my opinion, one of the best disks, and it makes cheesing some of these feats really easy. So I'm going to show you that later on one of the bosses. But that is the first one that I am going to take. And then I want to start on the Old Republic feat because obviously that is a global feat that I need to do as well. And we need to start getting some kills here. So I'm going to take Jedi Knight Revan lead. Again, I just want to get through the nodes first. I generally at the start of Conquest only care about getting through the sector. I want to get data disks. I don't care about dropping cards or anything like that. I just want to make sure I win and get through, which is why I'm using a leader instead of going leaderless with Jolie lead. And then I'm taking Canderious because I'm hoping that he's going to get a lot of my kills since I do have him relicked. I have also used Canderious on a Maul team since he is a Mandalorian, and he's been able to get a lot of kills that way for Old Republic, but it's great to have him double dip here so that way we can get the credit for the full Old Republic team for the global feat and also get Old Republic kills for the Sector 1 feat. The thing you want to keep in mind here is if you have a disc like Thermal Exhaust, Caustic Emissions, anything like that, it's going to steal your kills if the characters die from dots damaging them or from thermals exploding. So you want to make sure that that's not happening. And you can see Canderious just died. Again, like I said, I don't care on the first day. I don't care on the first week, to be honest with you. I just want to get through the sectors. I'll worry about going back and having to clean up later on. Or once you have more discs equipped, like you can go back and clean up while you're working on some more of these feats. Like I'm not going to get 50 kills with Old Republic in one go through of this sector just because I'm cycling through my teams to help keep my stamina high. So I'll come back and I can clean up this node after the fact. And when I say cycle through my teams, I mean I go through and I use a full round of energy and I don't use the same team over and over. You can see like I'm cycling through as I go through different teams. That way I don't deplete their stamina and I can go back and use them again in a couple of hours. Okay, so we are at the mini boss. You can see one of the feats here is to win with Aurra, Sing, and Cad Bane surviving. And the best way that I've found to do these types of feats is with Beskar Mandalorian lead, Chewy, and Han. And then you add those 2 characters that you need to survive. So this is going to be really plug and play as we go through Conquest. So I'm going to add Cad and I'm going to add Aurra. You can see my Aurra's gear 11. And you can also see that Bam, Han, and Chewy have already been used once. They're at 90% stamina. Now, you do need Beskar Mando's Leadership Zeta. You want Volatile Accelerator as your discs. And you want Amplify Agony as well. And the reason why is you're just going to feed so much turn meter to your team that you'll be able to survive and just continually take hits here or take turns here. You can see like Bam's got a full turn meter train ready to go and they're just continuously going to keep going. And Aurra and Cad are able to survive and hang on. Obviously, the more Amplify Agony you have equipped, the better it is. I did this very early on, so I only had 1 disc. The more you have, the better, and you'll be able to just go through it even smoother. And I just want to show you guys here because I did pull up my discs after I completed that. So like I said, I only had the 1 Volatile and the 1 Amplify Agony equipped. All right, so I do want to show you, this is one of my favorite nodes to farm feats off of, is a Bad Batch node without Overprepared. So I'm just having a look at what I need. And I love Bad Batch nodes without Overprepared. I find that it's just easy to go in against them and control them. And they're just really great to farm feats against. So I do want to go for Health Steal, and I am going to use my Grievous Droids team. The reason why I'm going to do that one instead of like Palpatine or something is because, again, I'm only focusing on getting through the sector. So this team is going to help me get through and also count towards that feat. So I'm not too worried about finishing the feat in 1 or 2 battles because I know I still have another 10 battles to go. And Grievous Newt walks through sectors. It is such a fun team to use. So obviously Grievous has Health Steal up on his 2nd special. I do like to just use his first one just to kind of control everything, and then I can get Health Steal up and carry on from there. So again, it doesn't give it to everybody. It's only on Grievous, so really you're only getting it once because I've only done the ability once, but all I care about is getting through the sector, and I will worry about getting more Health Steal up with Palpatine later on. All right, so again, guys, I'm staying on the hard path just because I like to stay on it in the first few sectors to make sure I can really collect everything I need. And going against Padme, I don't love using a lot of teams just because she is a pain to deal with. So I am going to take my Kenobi with Cat. And I also put Yoda on this team this time. I don't normally do this, but I figured this would be a good way for me to get through the team and also work on potency up at the same time, especially because I can call him to assist and we can work on that feat. Again, he doesn't need to land it. He just needs to attempt to land it. So every time he assists will be good. It's a little bit, it's almost like it's better, to be honest, than Jedi Master Luke, only because you don't have to worry about Yoda accidentally killing anybody from using Luke's leadership ability. He will just go through, and obviously he will eventually kill people. But in the meantime, you can get a lot of potency up this way because he's not doing too much damage. And then you're able to just kill the team off and survive. Okay, guys, so I got a little bit greedy here, and I did 2 of the same battles in a row, which is Sith Eternal Empire with my Nihilus and Sion. And so they are a little bit weaker, and this probably wasn't the best call because of my disc setup. But you'll see it does go sideways, so I'm not going to get the credit for Sion and Nihilus being on the team here because Sion is going to die from the Geos. However, I did choose to keep it because I was going to get the credit for Palpatine being on the team and managing to give us all Health Steal up. So that is the only reason why I chose to keep it. Otherwise, I probably would have forfeited, to be honest with you. But again, this was just me trying to combine 2 feats in one, which is totally doable. And I honestly think if I had more discs on or they were at 100% stamina, it would have been fine. Like I said, I just got greedy and did it twice in a row because I thought it would be fun. So, and I am going to show you really quick where I'm at so far in terms of my reward track. So you can see I'm doing fairly good. I haven't bought a refresh yet on this playthrough just because of all the energy I had stored. I did end up buying the Pass Plus so that I can switch my discs around for free and really test stuff. I think it's important on the first Conquest of this iteration. Not necessarily for everyone to do it, but if I'm trying to figure out what the best comps are so I can tell you, it's important that I know what discs I want to use. So again, just going back in for more potency. So I'm just going to fast forward through this real quick because I do want to show you the Sector 1 boss, because you can actually do both feats with one team, and it is a ton of fun. So let's just speed this up a bit, shall we? And again, Yoda's only here just so that I can work towards that Potency Down feat. All right. I'm going to speed this one up too. It doesn't actually work on any feats in particular, but I think it's important to highlight that sometimes you just need a team to get you through the next node, and I didn't want to use anything that was going to affect the boss battle next. So I'm just using my Rey so I can 3-star it, and that way I don't need to worry about weakening a team that I know I want to use on the upcoming boss, and we can just speed through this, and you'll see, because I didn't lose anyone, 1, I'm able to continue on in the sector, but 2, I actually do get the feat here for winning 20 battles without losing any units. So I think that's something to keep in mind. All right, guys, so we are at the Sector 1 boss. So there are 2 feats here that you need to complete. 1 is winning with Talia, Night Sister, Initiate, and Zaalbar surviving. And 1 is winning without using any Jedi, Sith, or unaligned Force users. So this is my go-to squad for unaligned Force users, which is the Rex 501st clones, not gas, just Rex and the clones. And then I like to take Chewbacca with them. And that just kind of gives me a little bit of extra safety, and we're good to go. Personally, so I will tell you, if you have this next team for the Night Sister, you don't actually need to do this one. I should have done it in reverse because the next team will do both feats in one. But this is good to keep in mind when you're moving forward through the rest of the sectors, because you will have this feat in every sector moving forward. So I like to go in with my clones and Chewy as close to 100% stamina as possible, just to ensure I don't lose anybody. But you are able to get it done without any issues. So let's, this is also just a really weird boss battle, by the way, because of the interaction here in terms of how it works. It's not a 5-person team, and obviously the main person, the main boss, isn't attacking once you've knocked off their protection. You just need to kill off the sides, and then the battle is over. And the really great thing about this is Volatile Accelerator and again Amplify Agony. We're just adding all of those dots that they are essentially hurting themselves because they're gaining turn meter, and then the dots are popping off and doing damage. So we weren't really in any danger there. So that is for the no Sith, no Jedi, no unaligned Force users feat. And then this next one you will see can actually do both, and I should have done it, like I said, the first time. I am going to take this Zealous Ambition disc, though. I think it's also another really good disc to have. And then we're going to try the other boss feat. Okay, guys, so the second boss feat is to win with Talia, Initiate, and Zaalbar surviving. A lot of people don't think that this is doable because, generally speaking, most of these characters are pretty weak for most people. And you're going to see mine are also fairly weak. So what you're going to do is you need Volatile Accelerator and Amplify Agony. I have 2 Amplify Agony equipped. That's it. You're going to take Bam lead, and you're going to take Han Solo, so he shoots first. And then you're going to take the 3 characters that you need. So you'll see my Talia is gear 12. My Initiate is only gear 9, so she's really weak. And my Zaalbar is gear 12 as well. I even checked just for reference to see if I could level up my Initiate, because I was genuinely concerned that level 9 would be too weak. And you'll see that it's not. It's completely fine with these discs. Again, Bam lead and Han are basically godsends here. So Han is obviously going to shoot first, which is fantastic. I chose to go after the boss first, so Ajunta Pal. And just like immediately, she's no longer taking turns anymore because of Han. And the great news is the rest of the team just goes, and you just do as many of Han's turns as possible. Bam gets his whistling birds off, and you just keep going. It just doesn't, the Terminator train doesn't really stop here, and they were not in danger, you can see. So again, Gear 9 Initiate, you get it done, and I double checked all of their tags, so you can actually use this team for both feats. All right, guys, so that's it. That's all of the feats in Sector 1. So hopefully that's helpful. Like I said, you want to be doing, just as a reminder, if you are doing those global feats, Darth Sion and Darth Nihilus on a team at least 3 times a day, Sith Empire at least 3 times a day, and Old Republic at least 3 times a day. Excuse me. And that Old Republic feat is going to be really awesome to do in Sector 1 because you need the kills anyway. You need them, so you might as well just double dip. All right. Hopefully that's helpful. Like I said, it's all done. And then we will have Sector 2, hopefully sometime in the next day. I just need to get through it, and it'll be good to go. Thanks, guys.